Hi everyone, I'm Dawn. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting with me today. If you're new here, please consider subscribing to my channel, like and share and all that stuff. I'm trying to get to 3,000 subscribers. If I get to 3,000, or when I get to 3,000 subscribers, don't say if. When I get to 3,000 subscribers, I am going to have a good giveaway. So please help me get to that 3K, and a couple of you are going to win a prize. I haven't decided what that prize is going to be yet. Let's get that number up a little bit first, and we'll see what happens. When I get to 10,000 subscribers, whatever year I get to 10,000 subscribers, because it's been years already, whatever year I get to 10,000 subscribers, that year, as long as it hasn't happened yet, that Halloween season, I have to go to Halloween Horror Nights. I can't just sit at home and watch videos of it and laugh at the people in the videos. I have to go and participate in it. So, which I don't like being scared that way. So I don't like being startled. So yeah, if I get to 10K, I have to do that. If y'all get me to 10K by September of this year, I have to do it this year. But in this video, I want to talk about Amber Heard. So the trial's over. They came back with the verdict. Johnny won. She was awarded $2 million, which is just going to be taken from his amount, which she's probably never going to pay it to him. I mean, she can't afford that, especially now, because she's probably never going to work in Hollywood again. But I kinda, and don't get mad at me, just please hear me out, I kind of feel for her a little bit, because obviously no completely sane person would do what she's done to Johnny. Mental illness is not an excuse. You know, like, I know right from wrong, she knows right from wrong, but part of me feels for her. Again, let me explain. But the thing about her, before I start explaining why I feel a little sorry for her, or more for her child than her, before I explain that, I want to express how she really thought she was smarter than everybody else. And that is how my mother was. Like, just think she's smarter than everybody else. She still thinks she's smarter than everybody else, but the second time she was questioned by Camille, you can tell she was getting desperate. And because she knew, we know you're lying. People who didn't realize you were lying before know you're lying. Okay, you've been found out. Nobody believes you. Nobody trusts you. Nobody likes you. And she went around thinking she was smarter than everybody else. And of course, she's a ABUSED woman, so of course they're going to believe her. That was her, that's what she assumed would happen, because she's the woman in the relationship. So of course she's the victim. You know what I mean? And she thought she was smarter than everybody else by trying to deliver this message, I'm the victim and blah, blah, blah. And nobody believed that. Nobody bought it. And like the second time she got questioned by Camille, you can see it crumbling. You can see that she knows it's all crumbling around her, and she knows she's never going to work in movies again. But she thought she was. She thought this was going to work in her favor so well that she was going to be making movies and just be an advocate for DA survivors. She really thought she was doing something, and she wasn't. Now, why I feel bad for her or her child is that although nobody has the right to do what she did to Johnny, and it's disgusting, and I love Johnny Depp, and I'm still really pissed off about what she's done to him, that he had to go through any of this in the first place. But, you know, she got used to a lifestyle. Now, she wasn't one of the highest paid actresses. In fact, she was probably one of the lower paid big movie actresses out there, but she was still getting paid. And she's gonna have to get used to a whole new way of living now. She's, and you know, no smart man is going to touch her. You know what I mean? So she's not going to be able to sucker in a man to help her. And, or maybe she can. Maybe, I mean, I'm sure that there's some person out there with lots of money that would take her because she's beautiful, but I just don't think it's going to be that easy for her. She's pretty young. She's 36, and she has set herself up for the rest of her life being very hard, and in turn that's going to make the life of her child hard, because she is always going, I don't know if she has, I think she has a daughter, but that child's going to grow up being the offspring of the woman that did this to Johnny Depp. And I mean, hopefully maybe people will forget and it'll just kind of go away as far as the child's concerned, but this is never going to go away for Amber Heard. This is, I would think she's blacklisted. This is never going to go away for her. She probably isn't even going to be able to get away with doing pornos. You know, she's going to have to find a normal job probably eventually. I mean, she might have a little bit of money to live off of for right now, but things are going to be hard. She can't show her face at Hollywood events anymore. And not that being a Hollywood star is like the end all. It's not that. It's just that that was her life. And now, you know, she's going to have to figure something out. And, you know, she didn't come from money or anything. So, oh, and excuse this, I have an eye infection we're dealing with right now. It's always something. But, so anyway, so I guess I don't really feel bad for her, just mostly bad for the kid, but, you know, and she won't even blame her mental health. She won't even blame that. She just is still standing by, like, her state. Actually, I felt bad for her a little, just a tiny bit, until I heard her statement. And I'm like, okay, so you're going to keep this up. You're going to keep this whole thing up. It's just like my mother. My mother would lie to herself and tell a story over and over again until she was convinced it was true. An example, and I've given this example before. My mom bought a washboard just for a decoration. It was like an old-fashioned washboard, and part of it was painted like with like a farm scenery. And I got home from school one day and I saw it and I thought it was cute and I liked it. And she joked around with me and said, I thought you were going to ask me where the plug is. And I was like, ha ha ha. Well, then she told that story to someone. She goes, oh, I showed that to Dawn and she asked where the plug was. And I'm like, that didn't happen. And then she would get mad at me for, yes, it did. Don't lie. That is not what happened. And then she would tell this story over and over again, and then she would just, and I wouldn't even fight it anymore because it really wasn't that big of a deal, but she was so convinced that it really happened when it didn't. Like, she would tell the story in front of me, and I'm like, you know that I was there and this did not happen. You're telling this story about me in front of me. It didn't happen, but you know, that's how she is. She's like my mother. It's this delusion that you can tell yourself this thing over and over again and then it just becomes true. You know what I mean? And that's how she is. I believe she really believes this stuff is true now, to the point to where she has to think and be like, is it true? You know, and it's you almost gaslight yourself. It's so you spend all this time gaslighting other people that all of a sudden you start gaslighting yourself and you're like, is that true or am I going crazy? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, she has mental health issues that need to be dealt with and she needs to get help. But I don't think she plans on doing that. If she would just own herself, like own it and say, I was dishonest. None of these things happen. I don't know why I did it. Even if she says, I don't know why I did it, but I realize now that I have issues that need to be dealt with, and I truly apologize to Johnny. and everybody and all the people I pulled in and got to lie for me. I'm just sorry. She can't even do that, you know, which is hard to do. I understand that that could be hard to do, but to just be so hell-bent on holding on to her lies, it's just... So I haven't really actually adequately explained why I feel a little sorry. I feel sorry for her, or felt sorry for her before her final statement, you know, her statement was read, because she is dealing with a mental health struggle. She needs to seek help. And so I feel for her in that respect, because it's painful to live with a mental illness. It's painful, but instead of addressing her pain and dealing with the issues, she's just going to stand by this, I don't know, just this story, this facade. She's just going to continue to stand by it. And so, yes, I feel sorry for her, because she definitely has issues that needs to be dealt with. I don't think she's going to deal with them, just by judging by what I've seen of her, and knowing people exactly like her. Someone who will never admit when they're wrong, never admit their lies, who think they're smarter than everybody else. You know, we all know someone like her, maybe not to that extreme, but mostly I feel bad for Johnny, because here's another thing with Johnny. He's going to have to be very careful if he ever gets involved with a woman again, because this woman might be like, you know, if he ever pisses me off, or if I want something from him, or if he's not doing exactly what I want, I'm going to say he's hitting me. And they may have not believed Amber Heard, but if another woman comes forward, you know what I'm saying? I just think that she's damaged her career and her whole life and her child's life with her lies and her thinking she's better than everybody else. She has really caused severe damage to the life she tried to build. But not only that, she's created damage in Johnny, where he probably can't ever have a normal, healthy relationship again without being super duper duper cautious. And that right there is not healthy to carry into a relationship, just being so, is this person going to turn around and say it about me, and now people will believe it because it's the second person to come forward? You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, I wish Johnny the best, and I want him to continue to make movies. Sad he's never going to be Jack Sparrow again, because even if they want him back, he's not going back. With her, I just hope she gets the help she needs for the sake of her child, if no one else. But that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to everyone later. Bye.